Hello everybody. This is a very severely tired Brandon Knapp or Twisted D40 here, and I'm welcoming you to another reading wrestling fanfic stories from Wattpad. Except this is a repeat, and essentially I'm repeating it, but I'm using myself technically. For those who care, for the most part in wrestling video games, whenever I have them or whenever I play them, I do try to make myself in some form or fashion. And in this case, I'm just using myself, except instead of having my actual last name, which I already said. Whoops. I would use it anyway. Okay, last name I already put for my OC in the game, Brandon King. So yeah. Anyway, last time when I did this, I used Chris Carino for it, and I decided, you know what? Let me use myself for this. I feel like I've read it to myself as myself, but never read it out loud as myself. So yeah, here we go. And also, yeah, big disclaimer before anyone starts blowing shit at Martin Graff 98 or Daggerheart for making this a male reader story. They did want to say that they want to know that they are aware of Tegan being bisexual and that they're happy for her in every way. And so am I. Obviously, as of now, Tegan's not what they're doing anymore, which makes me sad. I know there's a lot of this over the injuries, but I just feel like with certain people, Tegan Nox specifically, they just never gave her much of a chance. And that really makes me sad because I like Tegan Nox. But anyway, life isn't fair to either of us. Some people get the long end of the stick and live a happy life with no trouble whatsoever. The others get the short end of the stick and suffer day by day. It was hard to get around, and yet there was hope. Hope that things would get better. Hope that one day everyone on Earth could live in peace with each other and that mankind was united at last. One of the people who were more on the suffering side was none other than Tegan Nox. She was wrestling in NXT, yet several injuries derailed her push. Or march, I guess, as they put it here. A torn ACL, MCL, lateral collateral ligament, meniscus, and patellar dislocation. Things did not look too well as she was currently recovering from another torn ACL that put her out of action for an indefinite amount of time. Fans and friends all around the world were heartbroken when they heard the news, hoping that Tegan would be able to return sooner rather than later and make a real impact again. On the other end of the spectrum, there's Brandon King, a young, charismatic, and talented man who's currently out of action with an injury. His, however, didn't come from a match or backstage attack. His came in the form of a fucking gunshot. Jesus. It was just after a press conference when it happened. Brandon took some pictures with fans and autographed a few things until a shearing pain hit at his left hip. Apparently, someone brought a gun despite security checking everything everywhere over. Nobody knew who the assailant was, but the case is still being investigated at this point. Brandon has been rehabbing ever since and hopes to be back to full health again as soon as possible. Two completely different people on the sidelines due to different injuries. Only time would reveal what might be in store for both of them, both work-wise and more privately? Question mark? Jumping to a sunny day during fall, things were still kind of crazy all over the world, and people are acting really weird. However, not many actually made big headlines, to be honest. For our two protagonists, this day meant another exercise session at rehab, and coincidentally, they were at the same facility, starting with the man of the hour. Brandon King, the man who was still hobbling around with an injured hip, he signed with NXT at the start of this year and was looking like a promising talent on the black and gold brand. The incident at the press conference hindered his push, though, and put him on the sidelines. It still sucks so much that he was taken out this quickly, but Brandon knew he had to fight hard to do his fans proud, especially because there were big things waiting for him. The young man had his headphones in as he made his way into the rehab facility looking for his trainer, and they soon found each other. Roy Dillinger, fitness coach and one of the best rehab experts Brandon has ever worked with. Ever since Brandon got here, they had a mutual understanding for the gravity situation, and Roy saw something in the youngster. Ah, Brandon, there you are. How's the hip? It's certainly not hopping yet, Roy. How have you been doing lately? Just fine, actually. The wife and kids are holding up. Well, my sister married again. Isn't that the fourth time by now? Fifth, actually. I don't know what Kendra's looking for, but I hope she found the right one. Speaking of, don't even get me started on Pauline. Who was Pauline? Easy. She was Brandon's ex who kept bugging him over and over again. Brandon didn't block her number, which is a terrible mistake. He should do that. But he barely ever replied to any new text he got from her. What happened between you two still hurts to recall, Brandon. How did you move on? Trial and error, Roy. Trial and error. A lot of that, I might add. You're a weird boy. King of Madness is my nickname for a reason. Anyways, what's on the agenda today? While Brandon and Roy discussed the plan for the day, the second protagonist entered in the form of the one and only Tegan Nox. She was way too familiar with these walls by now, but I know the torn ACL was going to take time to heal and recover from. She was an unfortunate soul because this kind of injury hindered her before. But this time, Tegan needed to kick ass again and be stronger than the last time. Her friends and family were with her through it all, giving her the motivational boost she needed so desperately. Surprisingly, Tegan also had Roy as her coach, and as she headed right towards his office as well. Tegan heard him talking to someone else, so she softly knocked on the door to get the attention. Good morning, Roy. I didn't want to interrupt anything, so I just knocked like this. Haha. It's great. It's okay, Tegan. You're not interrupting anything. Trust me. Come on in. Tegan smiled, but felt a little nervous because she and Brandon didn't know each other very well. They barely even talked to each other this far, and Roy saw the uneasiness on their faces. Lighten up, you two. It's not like we're here for the first time. Sorry. It's just I don't think we ever got introduced to each other. That's right, but I'm always open to meet new people. Brandon King is the name. Wait, you're the guy that got shot, right? How are you even a person? Me, I'm just surviving day by day. What about it? Didn't it hurt though? Like a bit. Ow! Brandon got interrupted by Roy softly slapping him on the back of the head. This was a reminder not to swear that much around him or others. Watch your mouth, Brandon. Next time, I hope he is nice. Got it. Sorry about that. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I'm Tegan Nox, by the way. Oh yeah, I heard about you. It sucks that you're injured once again. I was looking forward to seeing the shiniest wizard in action again. You and me both, Brandon. I guess fate had different ideas for both of us, though. I'd love to let you two continue your chat, but we got work to do. Brandon, get your ass out of the chair and follow us. Aye, aye, Captain. Brandon said in that mocking tone before he got up and followed Roy and Tegan to the usual work spot. He wasn't rebellious towards anyone, but Roy could be a lot to handle sometimes. Then again, now that Tegan was introduced, Brandon found himself to feel more comfortable. It probably was just because of the heat of the moment, so he didn't let himself be distracted too much. 5 hours and a whole load of work later, uh, Brandon and Tegan were finally done with their usual routine. To say Roy liked to push them to their limits was an understatement because they were swinging like hell while the 6'8" giant grinned at them in amusement. Come on, guys, it wasn't that hard, was it? Easy for you to say. You go through this. Yeah, what he said. I need the rest. Count me in. Both of them fell backwards onto the floor, backwards and onto some mats that were laid down around the gym hall as Roy looked down at them. At least you're making good progress this far. Keep it up, and you might be sooner rather than later. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. I'm beat, but I agree. See you soon. So Roy left the two alone now, while Tegan and Brandon just lay next to each other, breathless, sweaty, but about to laugh. For the very first time talking to each other, they surely had a lot of fun with each other. It wasn't long until Tegan sat up though and stretched with a satisfying pop coming from her bones, which probably made other people cringe. But not Brandon. He took that a lot more relaxed and rested his head on his arms, watching the brunette get up. Are you going to stay there? I don't see a reason not to. I got a feel like sweat, germs, dead skin cells, the cold. Should I keep going? No, you got me when you brought up germs. That was Brandon's cue to get up. He got off the floor and joined Tegan by the vending machine for a can of soda. Even though you're in NXT, you didn't have that many matches yet, right? That's right. I was about to break into a storyline with Tyler Bate, but then history. Sucks to be you, haha. But I get it. Injuries really suck all over, and I'm sore all over. Tell that to my legs. They're tingling right now, and not in a positive way. You've put on a great work ethic, though. Gotta hand it to you. As long as you don't put it to me, it's fine. I love this pun. Brandon looked like he wasn't catching on until the connection finally happened in his brain. Apparently, Tegan was trying to make a pun then and there, but Brandon didn't get it immediately. How and where did you get that from? What? You said you got to hand it to me, so I followed the joke. Was it that bad? No, no, no. It was good. It's just unexpected. Ah, got it. Anyways, I will head out now. Gotta head home, make sure my friends don't kill each other. Should I be worried? For me, no, but for them, yes. Their personal Captain Marvel will kick butt if needed. Right. Have a safe trip, though. Don't hear that you got hurt even more. True. It's enough as it is. See you next time, Brandon. Well, with that, the two waved goodbye, each other goodbye, and Tegan made her way outside. Well, Brandon finally brought out the laugh he was holding in from her pun. This was something different from the usual trouble he faced, and to be honest, he enjoyed that quite much until he noticed the phone on the floor. That's weird. As far as I can tell, no one left their phone like that before. She must have not noticed that it slipped. So the friend lost phone. Brandon bent down and picked it up before he went to the parking lot in front of the rehab facility. He had no idea what kind of what kind of car to look for, so he headed through blindly and asked several people for help. But not many people were actually willing to listen to him, so he was far from giving up, though. His hope returned once he spotted Tegan hopping into a car just a few feet away. Hey, Tegan, wait! Brandon called out and walked over to her as best as his hip allowed him to. It quickly caught Tegan's attention as she looked over at him while doing her best to get comfortable in her seat. Is something the matter, Brandon? You almost left your phone in there. I know it's a minor thing, but I can't have you run around without. Running isn't in my schedule for a while anyways, but thank you nonetheless. The two smiled, and Tegan took her phone out of Brandon's hand, putting it in her gym bag. Her friend, though, looked at me in a bit of a hurry, though. Excuse me, can we go now? But can we go now? Otherwise, the food's going to get charred. Oop, sorry, Candace. We'll be done in a flash. I hope so. I didn't bring you here to flirt. It's not like that, miss, I swear. Exactly, Candace. We just happen to happen to have the same coach here. Right, right. Anyways, goodbye, mister. Goodbye, Brandon. See you soon, Tegan. Goodbye, Miss Purple Haze. I love that. I mean, to be fair, if you think Candace kind of had that coming with her hair. What was that? Nothing. Have a safe drive. This time it was goodbye for sure as Tegan closed her door and waved Brandon goodbye again as Candace drove away from the rehab facility. It was unusual to get talked to by others, but Tegan felt a bit different with Brandon. I'd hope so. He wasn't a hater and an overjoyed fan looking for a cheap pop. Instead, he seemed honest and genuine. Candace noticed that her friend was thinking, so she softly nudged her shoulder with a gentle smile. You seem to be in a good mood today. I am, because I had a lot of fun so far. Did Roy finally go a little easier? I wish, but that's not it. Is it the other guy? The other guy's called Brandon. We finally got to talk today. Oh, that's cool. Did he say Brandon as in Brandon King? Yes, exactly that one. Can you believe his story, though? No, I can't. Not until I see the scar from the bullet. You want to check him out, don't you? Very funny, Tegan. I'm Johnny, and we're more than happy with each other. As for you, you seem to be quite fond of him. Don't jump to any conclusions now. I merely had a good time with him. Nothing more, nothing less. Then what's with the slip of paper that was on the back of your phone? Excuse me? Hearing Candace bring that up immediately as set Tegan into frantic mode as she took out her phone to see that there was indeed a piece of paper on the back. You gotta be joking right now. That sly devil is already planting his seeds. What will I do now? You should calm down first. It's not like you'd have to stress yourself just because of him. It's not that. It's just the fact. Now let people just give me their phone number, no phone number to keep in touch. Am I that hard to approach? Hey, don't doubt yourself, T. You're awesome the way you are, and everyone loves you. Some people just can't handle being around a famous athlete. I guess you're right. Sorry about that, Candace. I think I'll give it some time before I do anything with the number. Candace smiled and reassuringly squeezed Tegan's hand to let her know she would get all the help she needed. Tegan was also sure that this wouldn't be going without teasing and joking from other friends, so she braced herself for the worst. Don't blame her. Yeah, bio. So yeah, Brandon King, 24 years old. Aaron Melzer. Uh, I feel like I basically just did my birthday. Yeah, just just 1 year earlier in 2000 because I was born in 2001, so I had to do July 19th, 2000. From San Diego, Cali. Relationship status single but bothered by his ex. Sexual orientation straight. 6'4". In reality, I'm 6'5", but I can't really change that. So 6'4", 230. Likes jokes, fun, laughing, hanging out with friends, wrestling, being in nature, movies, video games. I dislike the cold, injury, sickness, bad moods, buzzkills, hate, racism, and injustice. I completely agree. I got into wrestling due to my mother, who would let me stay up, who would let Brandon stay up late as a kid to watch Raw and SmackDown. Brandon started wrestling at age 17. I kind of wish a little bit. He was active in NJP, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AAA, and CZW before signing with NXT. Signature moves, I'd call him the running knee strike, the shock treatment, Argentine backbreaker, the diamond cutter, and then the package pile driver. With the theme song being Art of Dying, Do or Die. Chapter 1. This might be, I don't know if this will be a multi part or not. It depends. Depends on how much I can stay awake for it. It was the afternoon on the same day Brandon and Tegan met each other as Candace just arrived home with her friend after talking way too much and way too long for the same thing. Sure, it's nice to discuss things further, but even Candace had a limit of how much she wanted to actually hear. She stopped the car in the driveway and quickly got out to help Tegan out of her seat as well as handing her the crutches. Tegan smiled as she secured her footing before walking to the front door, opening with a bright and very loud, "We're home!" alerting everyone else that was in the home at the time. The first one to react was none other than Candace's husband, Johnny Gargano. "Well, it certainly took you long enough to get back. Sorry about that. We were held up by someone. Someone rather interesting, might I add. And that cost you 10 more minutes?" "Yes, it did, and I'm not ashamed to say I was having a good time." "Sure, now off to the kitchen. Lunch has been waiting for us, and I am starving?" That was the second male in the house who was Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny's best friend. "You're not in a good mood today, what's up?" "It's nothing, Candace. Don't worry about me too much today." "Are you sure? You seem kind of grumpy." "It's probably just the next NXT show that's coming up, bugging him because he's not really booked to do a lot." "Don't even get me started on that, Johnny." All right. We should eat now, right?" "Not without me." And then came the third woman of the house and another one of Tegan's best friends, Dakota Kai. "Sorry, guys, I'm late. I was setting up for my workout. We can clearly see that. You look like you were about to start. And you'd be right about it. But what's the news of today? Did anything interesting happen in the morning?" "Well, Tegan and Candace said they met someone new today, but it won't reveal to us who it is. It's more Tegan's task to do that, and I'm not saying anything." "Gee, thanks a lot." "All right, now you gotta spill the beans. I want to hear every detail. Don't you try to hide anything from us." "Easy, Dakota. Poor girl, just got home from rehab." "Oh, no worry, because that's exactly where I met him." "Oh my gosh, Tegan found herself a guy. I cannot believe it." So much for keeping things casual. That all eyes were on Tegan now, who felt a little anxious. She knew her friends always meant well, so the Welsh lady took a deep breath and began to talk, starting off with the name. "His name is Brandon King, and he's at rehab for his own injury. He's the guy that got shot in the hip, right? That is tough. You know him?" "A little. Got to talk to him a few times during and after shows." "Looks we got an invader in our midst." "Brandon isn't an invader. He's just trying to live his life as well as we do, even if being on the sideline sucks." "What did you and Brandon even talk about?" "The usual get to know you stuff, parts of our past, a few few hobbies and all that." And then I made a really bad pun. Tegan giggled to herself and shortly hid her face in the sleeve of her hoodie. It was embarrassing her to tell about that joke again, because it wasn't even that funny in her own opinion. However, the others took it well enough to, well, they started to laugh softly. "Haha, okay, that That is great. You really hit him with the limb pun. Yes, and I was so uncomfortable after saying it out loud. I still think that Brandon thinks I'm a fool. But you're not, especially not because of one small joke. The thing is that also that Brandon gave Tegan his number without her realizing it at first. Tegan nodded once again and put her phone on the table, screen facing upwards. And what now? Turned it over. That's exactly what Dakota did. Reading the message, revealing the note, and reading the message on it to everyone who's around. He sat down next to me, and I think I forgot how to breathe. He did not just write this. Tell me he did not just write this. First meeting, and he's already flirting with you, huh? Sounds like a fun one to me. I don't know what to do, though. It's like I want to text him, but I don't want to be a bother either. I said before, and I'll say it again, just give it some time. You don't have to rush yourself. Exactly. Take it easy. Once you feel comfortable enough and are sure that you can handle it, message the guy. I'm sure he'd be delighted to hear from you. And also, you guys just back up if he hurts you or something. Johnny, what? All I'm saying is that Tegan can always count on us. You're like a sister to me, Tegan. You know Brandon a bit better than we do, so I believe that you'll do what's right. Thank you. I'll think about everything before I make a decision. Everyone smiled at each other before they started eating breakfast. It wasn't a usual situation for them to help in such a way, but when it was about Tegan, everyone immediately switched to help around to get the best result possible in the end. At the same time, Brandon was just getting home after doing some grocery shopping and picking up a few painkillers as well. Even though rehab was helping very much, he didn't stress himself out too much. The young man still felt this shearing pain in his hip at certain times. Not that would stop him from a lot of things, but bombing away too many times as he carried shopping bags up a flight of stairs. That's what I get for picking this apartment over any other. Okay, you can do this. Trying to motivate himself, Brandon tried to begin to climb the stairs step by step, ignoring the pressure and just hoping he would reach the end sooner rather than later. He was fit, no doubt about it, but things weren't the same since getting shot. When I'm back at full health, I'll kick the ass of the one who recommended this place. Getting pretty annoyed, Brandon decided to pick up the pace and take the last quarter steps in quick succession before reaching his door. Truth be told, that Brandon hated stairs. I kind of do as well, honestly, and did anything to avoid him as much as he could. But since his apartment was the last free one in the neighborhood, he had no other choice but to accept and move in. The only positive thing about it was that it was a nice landlady, and he was face to face with her as soon as he walked inside. This was Susan Williams. She was the landlady of the house, and she checked in with Brandon at least once a week. No, she didn't feel any kind of attraction to him, but she was familiar with his occasional adventures and behavior most of the time. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Susan. What brings you here today? Not much, honestly. It was just time to see how you're doing. That was very kind of you, as always. Thank you. I was just getting home from the store after finishing my rehab session. I figured, because you weren't there when I went unlocked the door and got in. It's Friday and around 9:30 a.m. My rehab's from 8 to 9. Don't you remember? My apologies, Brandon. I was a bit out of it right now. Can I at least help you put the groceries away? That'd be greatly appreciated. And with that, both Brandon and Susan began to put everything in its rightful spot. No, Brandon was the perfectionist or anything. He just liked having things somewhat organized. And with some help, everything went by faster, which made it even a whole lot easier to concentrate down the line. He knew Susan for about 4 years now, and they always had a good time around each other. Then again, it didn't compare to the first meeting with Tegan earlier. Quickly putting that thought aside, Brandon smiled after Susan put the last time away. Thanks for the help for that once again, Susan. I don't know where I would be without your help sometimes. It's no big deal, Brandon. You're one of my favorite people in this neighborhood, and you're not having an easy time right now. So if you need anything else, just say so. I appreciate the offer, but I'm fine at the moment. That's all fine. I'll see you around. When Susan left and Brandon locked the door, he sighed softly before letting out a chuckle. Never would he have thought that things would go the way they did. For all he knew, his assailant could have easily killed him, yet they kept him alive for whatever reason. Felt like a game of cat and mouse. Then his attention shifted to Tegan again as Brandon recalled her joke from earlier. Hand and feet hooks. Not what I expected, but she played me well. I should check her stuff out again and have to get a better understanding of what she's about. Brandon did exactly that as he started up his laptop, put his headphones in, and ready to dive deeper into the story of the girl with the shiniest wizard. A few days have passed, and Brandon took a lot of time not only to know the wrestling side of Tegan, but also to prepare a few things in advance of his return. He got checked through again by a team of doctors, and they said he maybe needs 4 or 5 weeks of rehab, but then he should be cleared to return from injury. The young man had a big smile on his face after hearing those news, and his first move was to post a long and heartfelt message on his social media accounts. Hey to everybody. I've got an update for you all. As friends, and coworkers, you're probably wondering what's been going on with me right now. Well, I have good news. In about 5 weeks, you might all see me back on TV. That's right. My latest checkup revealed that I'll soon be ready to return where I belong. NXT hasn't seen anything from me yet, but I've got a lot in store. You know my story. I was just getting started and then shot in the hip of all places. The damage itself and the surgeries kept me away from any wrestling activities for about 10 months now. I was lucky when I was doing an interview last week to give you guys and girls all at least something. Now, I want to say that I appreciate the love and respect you're giving me through such a hard time in my life. Without the support, the well wishes, and so on, I wouldn't have made it this far. I owe you all something for the missed time. Come back. Hashtag come back. Hashtag my time. Hashtag ready. After posting that, Brandon was about to put his phone away when he suddenly got a notification. It was a message from an unknown number, but to act on his gentleman instinct, Brandon opened the message and smiled as soon as he read the first sentence. Hey there, it's Tegan. Hopefully I'm not bothering you right now. I just wanted to say thank you for bringing me my phone last week. Hi there, Tegan. It's all fine. You're not bothering me. You're also welcome. Who know what other people might have done with it? Yeah, you might be right. They either would have destroyed it or sold it or threw it away. Yep, the unfortunate truth is that younger people are just looking for a quick buck no matter what. How are you doing today, though, by the way? Same old, honestly. The knee is still giving me trouble, but thanks to my friends, I'm always in good spirits. How about you? First, I really hope you get better soon. Two, it's still bad that you're silent like this. And second, I'm feeling much better. That's great to hear. Care to explain? Well, I might be back on TV soon. What? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Brandon, I'm happy for you. Thank you, Tegan. It's surreal to me actually. Just a few weeks ago I was told I wasn't in the right condition yet, but today it's I can explode from happiness. Haha, I know that feeling. I really hope everything goes well for you then, Brandon. You deserve a triumphant return. You deserve it more though, considering your own history. Hey, is it too early to ask if I can come over sooner or later? Brandon, you bloke, I'd love to have you over. My friends know what happened to you, so there's a lot to talk about. My reputation exceeds me already. That's unheard of. Wink. Oh, shush. I'll give you my address and then we're going to see how the day goes. Chuckling, Brandon replied that he'd come over as soon as he could. Honestly, he didn't think T would text him so quickly or at all, but now that he was invited over, the young man grabbed his belongings and then went to his car, a Volvo P1 800. Definitely not the most modern, stylish car in the world, but it got the job done every time. Thanks to Tegan's message with her address in it, Brandon had a relatively easy drive. The only thing annoying was the traffic all the way through, as he just wanted to see his new friend. For once, I do want to have a clear path. Is that too much to ask? This made him sigh, but unfortunately, the massacre has moved forward and he could finally progress. Not that Brandon hated driving as a whole, he just hated being stuck. There were enough instances already where Brandon was yelling at other drivers. Road rage was real, but he was driving alone most of the time, so nobody was in danger. Discarding these memories for now, though, Brandon just continued to drive for a few minutes before he finally pulled up to Tegan's supposed location. Well, this looks like a great neighborhood. Looking around the area, Brandon noticed it was fairly simple, but still living lively in a lot of places. Dogs were barking, kids were running around, couples were talking. Overall, quite a comfortable atmosphere as he approached the front door. And then you know, it didn't take long for someone to open, and Brandon soon found himself face to face with Candace again. Look who it is. Hey there, is Tegan here? She told me to come over. Yes, she's here, but first I want an apology. For the hair comment? Come on, the problem just gave me the shot. Okay, I'm sorry for ranting joke about hair. That wasn't too hard, no, was it? Nope. Brandon, Candace let Brandon in and close the door again as they walked through the apartment until they reached the living room where Tegan was currently playing Injustice 2. She was currently so into the game that she didn't notice. She didn't notice Candace and Brandon approaching from behind, watching the fight unfold before their eyes. The two stayed relatively silent throughout until Tegan hit the finishing move on her opponent to win. Only when she leaned back and felt someone's abs against her head did the shiny sword turn around and yelp in big surprise. Gah! What are you two doing here? Well, I live here and I let in your new boy toy. I'm not a boy toy, but yes, she let me in and we decided to watch you play. She is called Candace, by the way, just to get introductions out of the way. While Brandon and Candace shook hands, Tegan blushed in embarrassment and tried to cover her cheeks with her hands. So now that I'm here, what's up? Nothing much. Last rehab session was tough, but I tried to come back stronger than ever. You will, little lady. Just as you meant determination you put into your recovery, you'll kick out there as soon as you're back in the ring. True, you managed to come back before, so you can and will do it again. Trust me, we believe in you. Thanks a lot, guys. I don't know what I could do without so much support. Don't fret it. Think about the future and shoot for the stars. What's with all the chatter? With another female voice ringing out and one of the doors opening, Tegan's best friend Dakota stepped into the living room. We're just talking. Oh, Dakota, meet Brandon. Brandon, this is Dakota. Dakota Kai. Nice to meet you as well, Dakota. The pleasure's mine, Brandon. So you're the guy that's flirting with our Captain Marvel, huh? Kick rocks, Dakota. It's not like that. If you're talking about the note, I was just playing around for a little. I didn't think anyone would find it, let alone think of the way you did. You do. That's that pickup line, though, Brandon. Really? You can't stop a hopeless romantic, no matter what you try. It's like putting a dummy in front of a tank, or you bring a knife to a gunfight. You'll lose. Speaking of, how's the hip holding up? Definitely better than a few months ago. I told Tegan about it, and I think you should know that too. In about 5 weeks, I'll be making my return to NXT. Those news alone, those news alone made Candace and Dakota smile and cheer immediately, while Tegan leaned against Brandon before all four of them high fived. That's awesome. NXT better step up, be prepared for when you come back. I bet a lot of people are excited. Tegan, what are you doing? Tegan was sitting closer to Brandon and had her arms wide open, supposedly asking for a hug from the tall man without hesitation. He embraced her with a soft chuckle. That's my way to say congrats to you, Brandon. You've earned this opportunity. Thank you all, but essentially you, Tegan. I can't wait to see the shiniest wizard back in action soon. Hopefully it's soon, because I want to go out there and wrestle again. There's the little fight monkey. He'll be back sooner than you might expect, Tegan. Once the doctor's clear, it's time to get back into the grind. With everyone smiling and Tegan still hugging Brandon, the four kept talking, mostly getting to know each other. Since they hadn't really met before, there was a lot to uncover, but the day was young and the group had a lot of time to talk about everything. About 2 hours of talking and generally having a good time, Brandon had to excuse himself to the bathroom for a moment. Honestly, he already had a lot of fun with Dakota, Tegan, and Candace, so he definitely hoped for more of it. And they weren't going to be alone for that much longer as Johnny and Tommaso came back with two shopping bags full of food, drinks, and other essentials. By the looks of things, they prepared for a barbecue as the two put meat, vegetables, salads, and sauces into the fridge. Did you get everything? Yep, we bought a bit more than we might need, though, so eat to your heart's content. Oh, I'm sure this is going to be awesome. Well, it's better than earlier. Ugh, we had to search the whole city just for a bell pepper salad. Thanks, Dakota. Hey, you. Hey, you told me yesterday to add something to the list. If you miss something, it's not my fault that you can't get it that easily. All right, calm down. Think about our guest. What guest? That question was answered when Brandon came back in the bathroom and locked eyes with two men who were quite dumbfounded by seeing him so suddenly. He's alive. Of course I am, you donut. I'm not an object. I know, but you got shot months ago, I might add. Truth be told, the rehab seems to help him a lot, so it's even better to see him in a better condition already. Tegan beamed with energy as Brandon sat back next to her while Johnny and Tommaso sat on some kitchen chairs. They did not expect such a surprise, but it made them happy to see their Welsh friend with a smile on her face as well. Aren't they cute together? Kick rocks, Dakota. Love you too, Tegan, but seriously, you're hogging Brandon ever since he got here. That's because we're rehab buddies. That's all well and good. I've seen your post, Brandon. It will be great to have you back in NXT soon. Thank you. Maybe then I'll finally get a chance to shine. Pun fully intended. You've been out for a while, so I would start easy when you're back in the ring. It would suck to see you hurt or injured or hurt again, and have our shinies with us worried about you. Oh, stuff a sock in it, Dakota. All right, now we got it. Tegan and Brandon have a special bond or something. No need to beat a dead horse, Dakota. Compose yourself. Oh, Papa John coming through. Get yourself ready for when yours and Kansas child is born. Yeah, it's so exciting, but also quite nerve wracking if you ask me. There are so many things to take care of and all. Don't stress yourself out yet, though. Once the kid is here, the Gargano family is complete. And if you need help with anything, you can ask me as well. You and kids, really? Let me remind you of what Johnny said once up, down, down. Like, I like babies, but I don't like holding them because I could break them. I'd be in trouble if I hurt a baby. How does someone break a baby? I don't know. Ask Johnny. Hey, I was really too straight in the episode. No, I don't know how to break a baby either. You're weird, guys. We're a weirdly wonderful bunch, Candace. So while everyone shared a laugh with one another, Brandon thought to himself that he had found the right group of people to become friends with. From Dakota, who was a teasing, fun-loving kind of girl, to Candace and Johnny, who kept everything together at the house, to Tommaso, who was more of a serious guy who still supported everyone, and at last, but definitely not least with Tegan. Truth be told, there were quite a few things he could say about her, but that would take too much time. Well, since it's almost lunchtime, why don't we have the barbecue now? We have enough. There's enough people with big appetites, as far as I can tell. And having Brand as our guest today is also it's going to bring more fun. Oh yes, let me help you. That was Tegan's last statement at the moment before as she tried to get up quickly, but due to her knee not being strong enough, she almost fell. It could have ended badly, but Brandon was there to catch her before anything happens. Our first meeting at your home and you're already falling for me? I didn't expect that. Sorry. Stop flirting, lovebirds. Help us with the food and everything. Brandon chuckled and helped Tegan stand straight before running a hand through her hair and heading to the kitchen. A simple action like that made Tegan blush, though. She tried to hide her embarrassment. Half an hour. Half an hour and the grill was fired up nicely. Since it was Johnny's home, he should be at it taking care of the meat. But he told Tommaso to do it. Me? Why? Because I did most of the heavy lifting in the bags. Also, you brought this grill, so you should know how to deal with it. To be honest, I have no idea. You're lucky that was already taken care of. Jeez, and you call yourselves helpful? Don't be so harsh on them, Candace. They can't be helping Smarty sometimes. Hey, be nice there, Brandon. I tread lightly every now and then. Has that ever got you in trouble? Several times, but it didn't get me fired or suspended, so it's all good. You just have to know how to walk on the edge. You had this conversation with Hunter, though, didn't you? Yeah, but it wasn't about that. Then what was it? Uh, a very dangerous question. Anything can happen now due to how unpredictable an answer to it was. The good thing, though, is that a deep breath kept Brandon calm as he flipped through some of the meat. It was about my ex. Not many questions asked, but sometimes she's still bothering me. Poor you. She's on it again. Everyone, stay calm. Why? Skip- everyone broke out into laughter because the response made no sense whatsoever. Dakota can't pop a bone, but just because Tegan felt sorry for Brandon, that would be ridiculous. Oh gosh, Coda, why? Haha, sorry, I just thought I'd lighten the mood a bit. You definitely did. That was just so damn random. Ha ha ha. And don't worry, you're not missing much. Are you? Come on, Brandon. You can't stop playing my own game. Just did so. Checkmate, Dakota. You just got played. Haha. That's just mean. I swear I'll get you back for this. I'd like to see you try. An unusual side that was the smug Brandon right there as he countered Dakota again, which made her a little mad. She wasn't used to getting responses like that, but now she had to deal with them. Brandon just chuckled and put two plates of meat on the table for everyone to enjoy. After a long, intense, and very filling barbecue that led to some very funny banter, it's time to carry the dishes and put the leftovers into the fridge. Truth be told, not a lot of food was left after everyone ate either two or three plates full. Yeah, the friends really did have a big appetite that day, but now some of them regret having eaten so much. Candace giggled as she looked at everyone, just shrugged herself. You didn't really have to dig in like that, you know. Yeah, but we can't just fridge everything. Yeah, plus Brandon grilled everything we brought, so blame him. I was just doing my job because you two couldn't, and you still managed to talk me down. I swear this won't be the last time we strike such a balance. A savagery battle, that's fine by me. Keep the tissues right for yourself. Oh, now you're on, Brandon. Hey, don't throw my rehab, buddy. Calm down, guys. We got a lot of stuff to take care of, okay? Yes, miss. Sure, mother. Laughing softly, everyone got up and brought the plates and everything into the kitchen, and everything else into the kitchen. Johnny and Tommaso were set off to do the dishes, which they didn't argue because of how stern Candace was right now. On the other hand, Tegan brought Brandon to her room for a little one-on-one chat without any interruptions. Sure, she took teasing and exchanges quite well, but she needed to have a normal conversation with her friend right now. I want to thank you again for taking the time to be here, Brandon. It was a lot fun having you. You're more than welcome, Tegan. When you invited me, I couldn't say no. And why is that? I just need to get out of my apartment and see some other people. Had I known that you live with Candace, Johnny, Dakota, and Tommaso, I would have brought something extra. No need. You being here is special enough. Aw, is someone going soft on me? No, you biscuit. Haha. Just tell how it is. And really, you are a fun guy, honestly. I thought the whole deal at rehab was an act at first, but now having experienced your behavior in the wild, I know you don't disappoint. And you're right in that, but there's more fun stuff to uncover. Like, I don't kiss and tell, Teagues. You'll just have to wait and see. You're a strange fella. I appreciate that about you. Guilty as charged. Haha. Okay, Dakota, you can stop hiding now. What? How'd you know? Dakota stepped in from the hallway, looking slightly shocked at being found out so quickly. She clearly didn't appreciate it, but now there was no way out, so she just sighed and joined the two. So what was that about kiss and tell? I just mentioned that to keep everyone's attention going. You barely scratched the surface on who I am. And I plan to see more what more there is. Of course, you're gonna shine him like a crazy diamond, huh? You just had to bring up Pink Floyd. I did. I would kick you out if you weren't my friend. Haha. And that's just that's the essence of our friendship, Tegan. You know we're all a strange little bunch, but everything checks out more often than not. And I guess you're not so bad either, Brandon. Ooh, praising the captain. I had no idea you thought so highly of me. Don't push your luck. I can bump me down easily. No, you couldn't, and you know it. I will get my revenge. You're like siblings arguing with each other. Haha. You started it. I did, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. As much as I enjoy your bickering, we should probably go back to the others. You think Mom and Candace is worrying about us? Maybe. We might get preparation for when the child is born. Oh dear. The three then decided to walk back towards the living room where Johnny, Candace, and Tommaso were chilling already, or at least tried to. Candace seemed really focused on something as she looked at her laptop. Did we miss anything? Candace is going through emails right now. She didn't say anything yet, but it's about the next takeover. Portland is the next destination, but they scheduled it a little earlier. Instead of 6 weeks, it'll be in 3. Really? Can they just do that? Apparently so. And by the looks of things, a few matches have been rumored to happen. Why do I have a feeling that Hunter or William want to talk to me about that? Because they might need the shock value for the crowd. I'm in my prime, and I'll show how tough I can be. Thanks, Grandpa. Now we know. Hey! With everyone laughing, the mood immediately got better once more, but unfortunately, Brandon had to go back home. It was around 2:15 in the afternoon already, and he had a few more things to take care of. I'd love to stay longer, but duty is calling, guys and girls. Already? That was fast. It was great having you over, though, Brandon. Thank you. Take care of yourself out there, Brandon. With your return ahead, you should stay out of trouble and keep your wits. You're fun to wabble with. I'll try my best at all of that, guys. Once you see him in the ring again, you better watch out. Everyone either hugged Brandon or shook his hand to say goodbye for the time being. The day over at their house felt great in so many different ways, and despite meeting most of them for the first or second time, they had a fun time together. It was up upon Tegan though to bring Brandon to the door, and that's exactly what she did. The Welsh girl smiled up at the taller man. You're getting along with everyone quite easily. Like-minded people like you are more my type, anyways. All things considered, your type, you know what I mean? Haha. I hope you're a jammy donk. You know that means a lucky person. You have so much to learn. All right, well then I hope you teach me, and I'm gonna miss you. I'll miss you too. Just don't forget to talk, call, or text sometimes, okay? Yes, miss. Tegan giggled and blushed a little before she and Brandon hugged each other. They really hit off nicely already there, so it'd be interesting to see where things would go next. They said their goodbyes to one another, and Brandon walked out while Tegan closed the door, facing her friends who had an eyebrow raised each. All right, I think yeah, my brain can only handle doing this right now. So yeah, this is it.